my new album, which I've worked so hard on. And
he's finished it.
Finished it. Certain tracks that I thought I couldn't even play out went down so well, and I'm absolutely buzzing my knackers off.
So we're off for a quiet night in about 8 bars.
A few strip joints.
I was really nervous about, like, you know, crossing boundaries of personal space, and, you know, we're all gonna be cramped in this bus, and there's not been one episode that I can think of where somebody's, like, you know, barked at the other one and, like, you know, close the door or leave me alone or anything like that. No behavior that, you know, you don't know, because you never know until you set out on something like that.
As soon as we got on the bus, we got Spinal Tap, which put us definitely in the right frame of mind. Well, yeah, the crew's cool. We've got some characters there. Chris, the driver of the other bus, is an absolute nutter. He's just full of stories, and he had a great time in Vegas. I think off $120 or something, he won $27,000 before dinner one night, and they put him up in a high rollers suite for 2 days, hoping that he'd go back to the casino and lose it all, but he stashed it. Mike D, who's the lighting guy from Twilo, he won. I think he won 11,000. So they had a great time in Vegas. The guy's really been looking after the whole. He's kind of the daddy of the whole crew. He's been looking after us all. Is Kenny, you know, the big guy with the tattoos. He's fantastic. He's just been like taking care of us the whole time. You know, the first night in Miami was just amazing. There's not one production problem, and I think that that's a testament to the amount of work and the professionalism of the guys that we've been on the tour with.
I mean, usually you just end up with a DJ that's just in the middle of the stage, and there's just all this open space, and it all just looks a bit naff, really. And I think the fact that, you know, you've got this whole area that's kind of, you know, screens and the statues and the lights and the sort of TVs, and it gives you a focal point rather than just looking at this big open stage with a trestle table and a couple of decks on it.
So we were talking about, you know, doing this tour and presenting ourselves and in a much more sort of visual way, and you know, it was kind of, we're a bit worried, like, well, how are we going to do this?
It was after a long weekend. We decided to go see a movie. We had no idea what we were going to go see. We just, you know, we had one of those theaters around the corner which just played 40 movies at the same time, and then we just went in. There was a new Brad Pitt film.
John and I went to see the movie Seven, and we hadn't seen any previews about it or anything like that. I didn't know what it was about and stuff. We just went into the pictures one day in Orlando with Jimmy, actually, and this movie came on, and the opening title sequences, just, I remember them really blowing me away.
It was so impactful, especially in the frame of mind that we were, you know, just really not knowing what to expect.
Our agent in LA, UTA, just I called them up, and they were like, yeah, we know who did that, and within 2 weeks they presented us with about 15 different visual identities for myself and John, ranging from the tribal imagery that we ended up going with, because it seemed to really tie in with the music that we were playing and stuff.
I really like it when the little tribal images start marching towards the screen. It's just so tripped out, and then it's sort of got this fire behind it. It's very intense.
It's very cool, very trippy.
Defender always gets a cheer as well when that comes on.
From that tribal theme, basically, it kind of really relates to, you know, Delta Heavy and the concept and music and everything within sort of what's going on, I believe, now. So it's sort of chapter one within, we'll see how many chapters, you know.
I think also Johnny, the guy that's been working the visuals, I mean, it's one thing having great visuals, but it's having someone that understands how to make them flow within the music to make them have the best impact.
I guess my official title here is VJ, or sometimes video designer. Essentially, I do exactly what John and Sasha do with sound, except I do it with visuals. You know, I guess here I'm a little bit more in the back seat to the DJs, and I'm used to kind of being the star.
That's what he said.
Tell him he's not doing the next tour.
What I like about it is that it really has a very visceral, dark, film-like quality. It's very cinematic, what we've tried to do is provide some kind of narrative experience, something that really builds on, well, it's just more than eye candy. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, he's mixing the visuals the same way we're mixing music. He has all these DVDs and he's actually mixing little elements in off each DVD. So it's kind of like he's piecing it together as the night builds up. And there's just different intensities of visuals. Some stuff for the real peak of the night that's quite full on, and stuff for early on in the night that's quite spaced out and abstract. And he basically follows the intensity of the music, which is really cool. No, I think it's all positive. It's all really positive, and to see it going off in places like Rochester and Albuquerque and Albany is a really positive sign. They've been the gigs that have surprised me the most. I thought we'd be playing to some really flat crowds that wouldn't understand the music and stuff, and it'd be really hard. But a lot of those smaller places, it's really gone off. So that's been exciting. Minneapolis was fantastic. Yeah, it was Prince's old club.
Atlanta last Tuesday.
That was mental.
Unbelievable. Tuesday night, 2,500 people. The place just going nuts. No one would leave. Atlanta on Tuesday was great, Minneapolis was great, and there were definitely a couple that really stood out in the fact that at the end of the night no one would leave. The Minneapolis gig, they had to actually re-plug the sound system in and play one more. Just gigs like that where it's just, you've got a Tuesday night or a Sunday night and just the most unbelievable crowd reaction ever.